Hello, hello. How's your evening? I have some good news. You can probably tell already, just from the image. I got a new camera. Let's tweak it a bit. Increase exposure. Whoa. That's some white balance. Alright. Perfect. How are you doing? What's up? Did you have a good week? I am so sorry for not streaming for a week. I had to. IRL. Okay. IRL sucks. But boy oh boy, did I do some cool shit. Got to see Louis Cole live on Saturday with Turnet, who was here for a couple days. I had a thought I wanted to share. I don't know if anyone's actually listening. I don't want to waste like a good thought on just talking to myself. I talk to myself already all the time. I can talk to myself with the stream off. Anyway. How is your evening? Okay. So the thought I had... Fuck, I don't want to waste it. Guys, a good thought... It's mostly that I had the thought while walking around today. And then I lost it, I forgot it, and I remembered it again right before the stream. I don't want to waste it. So much work was put into it. So much effort. You know what I mean? Do you? Anyways. Okay, I'll give it. You know how if you stream something on Twitch, you're gonna get a shit ton of backseating. Imagine if Twitch culture transferred over to sites like Chaturbate. So you're with your partner, you're thinking of spicing it up or making some extra money, and you're gonna stream some like sexual content on Chaturbate. You start it up, you start getting frisky, you turn around, look at the chat, and it's a wall of people telling you that you're like you're kissing each other wrong, not enough tongue, too much tongue, you're going too fast, too slow, too hard. I would love to see that actually. It would be so dumb. Maybe would I pay to see that? Probably not. It wouldn't be worth money, but would be worth a laugh. Not exactly. Backstage Coomers. Oh shit, apes us. Wow. There must be no e-girl streaming if you're watching me. That's not you're not how usual you are. How are you doing? Maybe if you were like an exhibitionist and also have some like humiliation type, you know, you're into some humiliation play, then you could enjoy some backseat cooming. Maybe then you could enjoy it. Only Amaranth, and I'm not interested in her anymore. Oh, yikes. Let's see, do I have any good e-girl streams I can share with you? And it's not an e-girl stream to me, it's just ASMR. I gotta... Oh, look who's online and streaming. True, I am online and streaming. Tune into Neyman talking about fetishes early. Okay, wait. No, I had a point, Nip. Imagine if a Twitch backseat culture transferred over to Chatterbait. So the scenario I was describing, like you're chilling with your partner. You're gonna holy shit. You're starting to get frisky. You know, you've talked about it. You're like, hey, let's do some erotic streaming. Maybe get some extra money. Maybe we're both like exhibitionists, whatever. You start getting into it. You turn around, you look at chat, and it's a bunch of like omega lulz and oh my god, you're fucking kissing each other wrong. Like bunch of fucking backseating. Imagine that. That would be fucking amazing. Four always seems super annoyed by her chat and barely on the brink of pulling back. I've seen her stream like embedded in streams.gg for a while now. For the past like week. I not actually watched her. I mean, she's cute, but I don't know. I would have to like actually watch her to know if she's entertaining to me or not. She comes off as a bit tsundere to me. A bit soon. Excuse our name, man. Thank you, Dub. How are you doing? I think, okay, next D&D session. I'm so sorry. This is good. No, I know we like don't stream the D&D, so this is gonna go over your head. But basically, the past few sessions, we keep going to an Yeti cave, losing one of our player characters. Well, we've done it just twice. Well, we go to a Yeti cave. One of our player characters dies, and then we go back to town. And then we make next session. We have a new character, and we decide to go back to the Yeti cave, and another character dies. So I'm thinking, you know, we gotta do it the third time, or even 4 times. We're 4 players. We gotta have everyone die once. Spread the love. Not our fault. They keep inting. Yeah, let's go with not our fault when it's our decisions. Here's a good one, Bad Bunny. You know, I actually do follow Bad Bunny on Twitch, but I don't really enjoy her stream. Yeah. There sure are some interesting noises coming from the cave, that is true. Holy shit, did you guys hear that? Someone's honking outside. That was a big honk. Like, it was loud through my noise canceling headphones. Jeez. Alright. Who DMs our game? It's Skits. Skits, who sometimes hangs out in SGG. Not always, though. Okay, we need... How the fuck is it so bright outside there? Because I upped the exposure on the camera. Here, let me... If I turn the exposure back down... This is what you actually see. But it's still really bright for sure. And it's been really sunny. The past 2 days are really fucking sunny. It's like... It's crazy. I'm sweating here. I'm sweating like it's the middle of fucking summer. I almost want to turn the fan on myself. Turnet was like dying from the heat. Oh, yeah. Shit. Let me... Wait. Let me close WhatsApp. I don't want to dox, like, anything. Guys... Louis Cole Live is so fucking sick. Holy shit. So I seen... Oh, got it. I saw him Saturday night.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
How's it going? Cool. I haven't been here for like a year and 10 months. For obvious reasons. Okay, we're gonna play some new stuff and we're gonna play some old stuff.
I just wanted to share this with you. It was so fucking dope.
I'm gonna loop this live right now.
The sound quality isn't amazing though, but still. Yeah, I was there. I saw this live 2 days ago. I was in the crowd. I would say you can hear me cheering, but you can't. Yeah, Turn It also saw it. We went together. And the drummer he had with him, Nate Wood. Holy shit, he's so fucking good. We can't verify that your eyes weren't closed. Doesn't matter. What mattered was that our ears were open. Oh, and Genevieve Artadi was there too. I think... there, she's already here. There you go. She was like chilling in the back of the stage. And then for the encore, they played the Knower song. The... fuck, what's its name? I can barely hear the piano. And this pianist was fucking insane. Overtime, yeah, it was overtime. Paris Crazy Time, itinerary. Louis Cole show at La Villette 9 p.m, then at my own after party at 11 p.m. It's 6 in the morning at Iceland Airport and I'm already ready already. Oh shit! Fuck, we missed the after party. This is where we should have gone. Fuck. Because like after the concert, it was such a dope concert. I was like, holy shit, we need to like go do something, you know? I mean, sad that we missed that. Yeah, I know. Sad that we missed that. Exactly. Yeah. Oh man, where was it? It doesn't say where it was. Giant Steps presents Genevieve Artadi. After La Villette. Oh, La Petite Halle. Holy shit, it was right next to there. Oh, man. We fucking missed that. That sucks. Anyways. Recording isn't that amazing. I need to look in... Streamer is blind. What's new? I need to look into the. Okay. I need to look into the. What's his name? Apparently, Jazz, La Villette, Louis Cole. I saw something when I was looking at the event. where you could like actually watch it online. I was thinking that would be sick if I could. Oh yeah, video. No. Yeah, maybe I blocked some JavaScript. Oh, JW player, a player. That sounds like a. Oh shit. Yeah, we got it. Oh shit. Oh yeah, the first part was amazing. Emma Jean Thackeray. I've never heard of her before. This was her. This was the first part of the concert and the first band. They were so fucking good. Amazing musicians. Highly recommend. Really dope shit. I was so happy to like discover a new band there too. I'll leave it on for a bit so you can discover her too, and them too. Well, honestly, I gotta eat, so I gotta play something so I can eat in peace. Now, speaking of new phones, you guys seen any difference? I got a new phone. Look at that image quality. New camera. I'll try to do as your stream only in 1080p 60 because Twitch doesn't. You're only guaranteed transcoding when you're a Twitch partner. It depends on how many resources they have in their backend. So priority goes to partners who are guaranteed transcoding, then affiliates, which I'm not part of. And then if all affiliates have transcoding, then streamers like me can get transcoding. Holy fuck, a stream. Hey, Darkest My Soul, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm back. Looking vivid and high quality, thank you. Excellent. What's nice too? How we doing? Great. We're back. I'm showing off the concert I went to with Turnit Saturday. Louis Cole, and this was the first band playing before Louis Cole. Emma Jean Thackeray. Really fucking, it was really cool. Look, the bass line is played by a tuba. How often do you see that? And got a new phone, got a new camera, sick image quality. I'm gonna be able to do IRL streams now. I'll maybe start tomorrow or after tomorrow. Which phone? Okay, I know you Android fucks are gonna make fun of me. It's an iPhone 12 mini. And the phone I had before was an iPhone SE from 2015. I knew it. I knew it. I can farm all the fucking cringe faces I want from you guys. Now, at least you had a headphone jack in the last iPhone. A literal downgrade. You know what's a downgrade? When I jack your mom. Hey. I'm sorry. No, for reals, it's a huge upgrade for me. And you don't realize I haven't used the headphone jack. Hey Andrew, holy shit, how are you doing? I haven't used the headphone jack in literally like 5 years.
To listen, to know, to love.
Man. Popped in to say hi to the sexy boy. No, you, Tekajin. You the sexy boy.
To listen, to know, to love. To speak, to know. To listen, to love.
Now I don't have to turn off camera to use phone.
To listen, to love.
Oh, no, actually no, because I have a problem. The real reason I actually finally bought a new phone is because this phone that I had, it stopped recognizing my SIM card. My old phone literally just died. I was using it and suddenly it says no SIM card. And I'm like, okay, well I guess I have no phone now. So I had to buy this phone, and this one is like still like a handheld computer. I can connect to Wi-Fi. That works. Freaking Jean-Paul Belmondo died today. Such a sad day for French cinema. Oh shit, rip. Go watch Pierrot le Fou whenever you have time. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I've never watched it.
Merci beaucoup. It's so nice to be here back at Jazz à la Valette.
Good tech troubleshooting skills, not hers. What do you mean, tech troubleshooting skills? Look, I tried the SIM card in Tyrannid's phone and it worked. So I was like, okay, it's the phone, not the SIM card. And I was gonna buy a new phone anyways because I want a better camera for the stream. And oh. Hey, open your eyes before you open your mouth. Think about that. So I was gonna buy a new phone anyways, and yeah, I guess like this one was dead as a phone. I'll still use it. I think what I'll do for the IRL streaming, I'll buy a selfie stick. I'll put this phone on the selfie stick. Oh wow! Look at the speed of that focus! Holy shit! Holy shit! Look at that autofocus. That's so fucking good. I'm sorry. Is that Droid Cam? Yeah, that's in Droid Cam. Yeah, point. 8 hands. Yeah, my old phone used to do that all the time. It was really old though. Yeah, and this phone did that a couple times, but then I just had to like pop the SIM card out and pop it back in or reboot it, and it worked. And this time it didn't. So anyways, I tried it and turned his phone, it worked, so obviously it's not the SIM card, it's the phone. And yeah, so then I went out, I picked the phone and bought it. How good was the show? It was amazing. You can listen to it, this is fucking... I don't know if you like the music, but I love this music. So this was new. Like, I had never heard this band before. It's really awesome. Louis Cole was amazing. Why are y'all far? What do you mean by far? It's in Paris. It's like, I don't know, like 45 minutes by public transportation. Oh, from the stage. Yeah, we were pretty far. My only regret is I didn't like get up and go in front of the stage to dance, because it was a sitting arrangement. Which is like this kind of music, you can dance to it. You can like wild out in front of the stage. I wanted to. And listen to that drum solo. Why do people do this? You mean the sitting arrangement? I don't know. Because it's a jazz festival. Jazz is supposed to be boring. You're supposed to sit, not move, be a boomer, and just like, I'm intellectually appreciating this music. Oh. But it's not that. It's like when you listen to this is living music. This is music that makes you want to boogie. I get having a place with chairs, but everything having chairs is weird. Yeah, I agree. Your character got buffed in Super Tux Kart, and we got a new waifu with patches in beta version. Oh shit, a new waifu. Oops. Doxed my emails again. Oh, it's a witch waifu. Nice. Sick. Someone wants to headbang and shit, why not? Yeah. Well, that's what happened during the Louis Cole concert. A bunch of people went down and were standing in front of the stage, like going crazy and headbanging and shit. And like Louis Cole was so happy for it too. He was so stoked. You can Turret like went on his Instagram. I don't know, Louis Cole. Maybe it will be on his Twitter too. Let's see. Louis Cole Twitter. Or apparently it's Louis Cole. Wait, no, that's not him. Nah, that's him. Okay, no. Shit, he only posted it on his Instagram. People on the rail are always down for a wild time. Absolutely. He had the whole concert venue like bawling out towards the end. What? Who is this guy? This is not Louis Cole, okay? Oh my god. Oh, Louis Cole music. Shit. That's not... Fuck. Okay, I can't find it. I'm so sorry. I guess it's not... It's nowhere. I need to like be following him or something? I don't know. Hey, let's check out my Instagram, like, profile picture. I want to find this photo again. Okay, this photo was taken by an ex of mine years ago, and it's a really fucking good photo of me. But since I like unfriended her on Facebook and all that shit, I don't have access to the photo anymore, and I didn't save like a copy of it anywhere. So now I can, and Instagram only saves like the compressed version of the photo, like this. It's just like really low quality. Like I can't do anything with this. It sucks. And there's no fucking way I'm like contacting my ex and to be like, hey, remember those photos you took of me? I need him. I need him for my dating profiles. A nice photo from the 60s. Yeah, it's because she was really into taking photos with the like little photo machines you throw, the throwaway photo machines. I don't remember how you say it in English. Okay, I'm so sorry. Buka. Polaroids. No, well, yeah, she liked Polaroids too, but it was those you like. There was the small like cardboard ones with just like a shitty plastic thingy and the lens, and then you like crank it and you have like 20 pictures in it. A disposable camera, exactly. Thank you. Disposable camera, exactly. Holy shit, dude, it's so fucking amazing, like turning to the camera, turning to the full screen view, and seeing myself in high quality. Like I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. I haven't streamed for a week, but I can tell the difference from like with this camera. Holy shit, so fucking good. Wait, what? How the fuck did you do this, Nept? How? What kind of black magic is this? Did you do some like weird interpolation thing? Have you tried removing parts of the URL? Sometimes the resolution. No. I tried a bunch of shit on Instagram. But wait, no fucking okay. Knowing Nept, because Nept at some point I mentioned some IRL stuff, and Nept has been able to track down. Nept was capable of like finding my some like deep doxing, like my family members stuff. Maybe he like actually found the Facebook account and like reverse Google image, whatever. Oh shit. IRL stream. Yes, I'm gonna IRL stream probably tomorrow. I'll try the IRL stream tomorrow. Bro, you saw that Google query? That was a meme. Yeah, I saw the. I know. I saw the Google query. Did you do what I suggested, or did you go deeper? Oh shit! What did you suggest, Sign? I can take an HD screenshot, and you can ask me for it in 10 years for your dating profiles. Nice. Yes. I probably could use like pictures from the stream. Anyways, this is so fucking narcissistic. All right, let's save it. I need it. Okay. Downloads, sure. Profile pic me. Let's go. Anyways, why is the Louis Cole concert not here though? Let's reload, see if it. Ah, fuck. Wait, oh, there's only the Imogene Thackeray. Oh, wait, but go check out Imogene Thackeray. She's like fucking amazing. Mom, eat your soup. It's not that hot. The soup. Oh shit, Patrick. Ooh, thank you. What's these pictures? It's an old picture from. I told you turned about it. It's the old picture from my ex. Visually similar images. No. Visually similar images. Oh shit! It's the soy boy in all his forms. I'm literally the soy boy incarnate, and Google recognizes it. Low key, holy shit! This is a compliment, okay? Throwing in some Adam, what the fuck's his name again? This is I'll take this. I'll take this as a W. This guy's hot. He's successful. He's funny. I'll take that win. Louis Theroux, I take. Louis Theroux is fucking amazing, but where do you see him? I actually don't see him, or am I blind? Where is Louis Theroux in here? This is not Louis Theroux, okay? Where is he? Bottom row, third in from the left. Oh, here he is! Yes! Oh shit, I didn't recognize him because of the gray hair. I'm so used to the documentaries on streams. The one being streamed of him like way younger. When he doesn't have gray hair. Damn, okay. Also, I don't think it's narcissistic. I don't think it's narcissistic either. I was memeing, okay? I was self-depreciating. The URL stuff, it works for a lot of stuff. Tumblr used to do that shit, just had to put the resolution in the URL. Yeah, I tried some other stuff, but anyways, Nept figured it out. I'm gonna have to ask him how the fuck he did. Or I guess he just like reverse Google search. Shit, Nept, be honest with me. Does that mean that you found my ex's Facebook profile and the photo there? Because I need to know now if I just fucking doxed her by suggesting people Google, like reverse Google image search that picture. No, I just put your Insta username into a web app that gets the Insta full profile pics. Okay. Damn. Interesting. Because I remember trying one of those apps and it didn't work very well. What's the resolution here? And it's not amazing resolution. It's better than the... I guess it is better than the... yeah, 1061 by 1061. I guess it's still better than the 640 by 640 pic in the Instagram profile, but yeah. Is that a dog bowl? No, it's a coon bowl, obviously. No, it's a bowl of pad thai. Let me show you. Here. Look at this. Look at this pad thai. It's a tofu pad thai that I ordered because I'm fucking hungry. And I had to eat, and I wasn't gonna cook tonight. I wanted to stream instead. I slid into her DMs and got the pic. Oh no! See, like that's exactly what I would prefer to avoid. Having random crazy people from the internet like message my ex. That'd be pretty fucking bad. Alright. Guys, I need some React content. Give me some good content to react to here, okay? Give me the good shit. Yo, Wills. Hey, Scoopsuru. How are you doing? Alright, what can we watch? Are you celebrating Labor Day? Yeah, exactly. It's, I'm celebrating Labor Day. Let's go with that. And France doesn't have Labor Day. It has Labor Day, but it's not in September. That would involve talking to a cutie. You know we can't do that. Well, true. Alright. What are we watching while I eat, so I can, like, eat in peace? Making fountain pen. Rare Amboina Burlwood. That's a nice suggestion. Let's see if there's any new, what's his name? Any new, Frederick Knudsen videos. Well, there is a couple, actually. 2 hours long, 1 hour long, okay. Never mind, let's watch the 30 minutes long one, rather. Some Korean street food channels full of deep fried things. Oh, we could do that, actually. I'd be down.
While known to many from the most affected areas, the 1985 Austrian wine poisoning is often a hazy memory to those in Europe and entirely unknown to those outside of it.
Okay, do you want Korean street food, or do you want 12 hours of React any content embedded in the stream? I never played Oblivion, okay? I don't think I'm gonna watch a 12-hour video essay about it. Alright, Korean street food or Austrian wine poisoning?
Asked about it, people will mention the unwitting consumption of hazardous chemicals and a mass public panic, but the details will be muddled or contradictory. Most sources with precise information are left untranslated, and misinformation about the event is commonly repeated through English publications. So what was the Austrian wine poisoning? During the 1980s, Austrian wine had a reputation in Germany as a cheaper alternative to domestic and Italian wines. Often found in grocery stores, these wines were made specifically to meet the high demand for sweetness from German consumers, and the sweetest wines could consistently be priced the highest. The chief difference of Austrian wine, however, was that much of the industry had been arranged.
I'll check this out
for
after
mass
Scoops through.
production.
It looks
First,
interesting.
Vineyards would leave the grapes on the vine as long as possible, allowing them to ripen. If left for long enough, the producers
That's
would
not
gain
ripe.
the legal right to label their bottles as the sweet and lucrative Predikatswein. These ripened
That's
grapes
mold.
would be harvested in late summer and shipped to manufacturers who would ferment and label their
This is
bottles
actual
as the
mold.
sweet and lucrative Predikatswein. These ripened grapes would be harvested in late summer and shipped to manufacturers who would ferment the grapes in large vats. The resulting wine would then be transported to bottlers in bulk. The relatively high quality achieved by this process allowed Austrian winemakers to undercut the prices of older, smaller-scale wineries who were more established, and mass production made for a more reliable source of wine.
I am mauled.
But after years, this production grew from prosperous to suspicious. During the 1970s, the amount of Predikatswein being produced surpassed feasibility, and Austrian investigatory bodies began seeking warrants to test this mass-produced wine in order to discover precisely how these seemingly impossible numbers were being achieved. Without evidence incriminating particular wineries, however, the courts refused to grant these warrants. Even if they could investigate, the Austrian authorities were understaffed and overworked, allowing the wine industry in the country to operate largely unchecked and unsupervised. In one instance, a wine merchant arrived at a cooperative with his tanker to collect wine, but as they were pumping wine into the truck, the man noticed that they had attached a second hose. Investigating further, he found that they were pumping water into the truck as well. Enraged, the man refused to take the wine.
Imagine the biggest source of corruption in your country is the big wine. Big wine wants to take away your freedom. Yeah, this guy is good, Bukra. I know.
And approached the Austrian wine control, who told him that they would be unable to begin inquiries for another 6 weeks.
Like the big
due to
maple syrup,
massive
yeah.
amount of work they already had to perform. Finding this answer unacceptable, he then approached the Ministry of Agriculture, who revealed to him that there were only 18 inspectors tasked with overseeing approximately 60,000 companies. With such a state of affairs, there was little question that adulteration of wine, especially Pré de Cats-Wein, had become widespread. In 1975, the Chamber of Labor and Employees in Salzburg, Austria, performed both chemical tests and expert taste tests on 76 different bottles of Austrian wine. Of them, only 23 were properly labeled and 56 were defective. But what investigators couldn't have known was precisely how large the problem had grown, or how far winemakers would go to make a profit.
And to be fair, killing your customers is not a very good business model. Like poisoning them.
On December 21st, 1984, an unknown man with a German
Meanwhile,
accent
signed in
entered the
bottling,
Federal
yeah.
Institute of Agricultural Chemistry in Vienna and placed a bottle full of liquid on the table, declaring that inside of this bottle was the chemical being used to produce such vast quantities of wine. He then exited the building, leaving the bottle on the table. He was never identified. After a month of analysis, chemists were able to determine that the bottle contained numerous chemicals, several of them toxic. Though this tip wasn't enough to investigate any winery in particular, it meant that they knew what tests to apply if given the opportunity, and this would come less than 2 months later. In mid-February of 1985, another tip was sent from someone inside the Austrian wine industry to government officials, a tip that seemed too ridiculous and brazen to be believed. A factory owner was purchasing large amounts of a chemical, one of the chemicals from the mysterious bottle, and attempting to write it off on his taxes as a business expense, claiming that it was all to be used for his small tractor. After
Now that's the next level. You're already cutting your wine with like some poisonous chemical shit, and you're getting the tax write-off for the chemicals. Wine and Buddhism industrial complexes should team up to destroy humanity once and for all, absolutely. And the cheese lobby. Yeah, big cheese, big wine, and the meditation industrial complex.
documents, this blatant discrepancy proved enough to obtain a warrant, and a chemical investigation team was sent. Upon their arrival, they confiscated the wine being stored in the vats and sent samples back to a laboratory. Soon, their suspicions were confirmed. The wine contained significant amounts of diethylene glycol. Diethylene glycol is typically used as a solvent, or combined with other chemicals to make numerous liquids such as brake fluid and wallpaper stripper. Its effect on humans, however, is brutal. After ingestion, diethylene glycol enters the bloodstream, where it is transported throughout the body and takes destructive effect in two particular ways. The first, and better understood, is its interaction with the liver and the kidneys. When diethylene glycol enters the liver, it is metabolized into two new chemicals, 2-hydroxyethoxyacetic acid and diglycolic acid. When the latter of these encounters the tubules of the kidneys, it enters the cells and damages the mitochondria, necrosis, or literally, cell death. If enough of the kidney is damaged, it can no longer adequately filter toxins.
As someone with a scientific background, I can confirm that when skulls start appearing in your cells, that is very bad for them. This is also a very important video. Alright, I'll put it in the queue.
Blood, a condition called renal failure. This eventually leads to metabolic acidosis, where the blood becomes too acidic for the body to use. The second and more poorly understood effect is that on the nervous system. Through mechanisms apparently still unknown, ingestion of diethylene glycol causes damage to the myelin sheath and axon of nerve cells, making them unable to properly carry electrical signals.
Nice.
Unchecked, this can lead to permanent paralysis, either partial or complete. Studies of people affected by diethylene glycol showed that nearly every single neuron was damaged by the poisoning to some degree. Though the amounts found in this wine were small enough not to cause acute poisoning, long-term consumption can cause the same effects and lead to organ and brain damage. While adding diethylene glycol to wine was unorthodox, the reasons for doing so were easy to glean. Wines with added sugar were worth less, and tests were often performed to make certain that no additives were being used without proper labeling.
Oh,
This
no.
meant that, to sweeten wine without reducing profits, another chemical would have to be used, one that was more difficult to detect. Diethylene glycol was poorly understood at the time, the tests
Oh,
for it
no.
were rudimentary, and most importantly, it was sweet. In small enough amounts, the effects of poisoning could be minimized while adding a noticeable amount of sweetness, body, and aroma, and if someone did suffer the effects of poisoning, it would be difficult to trace the source back to the wine. By this
This is fucking horrible. The reason they got poisoned is because they didn't use a John Deere. What's a John Deere? I do know that mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, so that is yes.
method, wine cellars could enhance lower quality wine to mimic Predikatswein. At the time, the chemical investigation team assumed that this was an isolated incident, limited to cheap, mass-produced wine, but as the weeks progressed, this optimistic assumption proved drastically incorrect. With this wine confiscated,
Oh, it's a tractor
investigators
brand.
began
Okay.
searching for more wineries who may have performed similar adulteration, but as they did, a parallel incident began occurring across Austria. The bacterial colonies used in sewage treatment facilities were suddenly and inexplicably collapsing, and untreated sewage was flowing into the rivers and devastating their ecosystems. It
Oh,
didn't
no.
take long to discover what was causing this. Despite attempts at secrecy, knowledge of the investigations had leaked to the wine industry, and now, other wineries who had been sweetening their wine were desperately dumping it into the sewer to hide it from the investigators. However, the diethylene glycol in the wine had the effect of killing the bacterial colonies in the water treatment plants, and thereby unintentionally broadcasting their actions. Investigators were forced to scramble in order to find these wineries before they could destroy their tainted wine.
How much of a piece of shit you have to be to have a bunch of toxic chemicals, and then when you and first obviously, I guess if you're at the point where you're thinking like, hey, I'm gonna give toxic chemicals to mass people, like have mass consumption of toxic chemicals, you're already at the bottom of the barrel. But then you're like, hey, let's destroy the evidence. Let's dump tons and tons of toxic chemicals into the rivers. Nothing bad will happen. Still Germany's fault due to their demand for sweet wines. I agree. Gehinhug, what do you have to say for this? Will you finally take responsibility for the horrors you have unleashed upon us? React content stream, yes. I'm eating, okay?
Sellers from winemakers in Burgenland, they quickly discovered that it wasn't only the cheap wine that had been affected. Both cheap and expensive winemakers were adding diethylene glycol to their wines in order to sweeten it. By this point, it was apparent that secrecy was no longer possible. On April 23, 1985, the Austrian government announced the discovery to the public and issued a health warning against Predikatswein. 2 days later, approximately 2 million liters of wine were confiscated to await laboratory testing. However, it would take some time for the laboratories, with their limited resources, to finish their tests. Over the following months, these tests would reveal
don't drink
just
alcohol?
how deeply
Okay.
this poisoning had rooted itself in the Austrian wine industry, and how it had been exacerbated by ignorant bodies secretly performing their own actions independently.
Oh shit, Gehinhug. You're comparing Melon to Lawrence Southern. I'm screen capping that. Melon equals Lawrence Southern confirmed. I think she'll be very happy to know that. Actually, we do need to book the next stream. You know what? I'll send her a message right now. Hey yo, when are we doing next? Virgin Veranda? Question mark. Did I end up... No, I said she's the next best thing. Oh, so you're a Lauren Southern fan. What a surprise. Did I end up missing the podcast? There was one, like, 2 weeks ago. You might have missed it. The podcast missed you, yeah.
While there was little news over the next few months, those chemists tasked with testing the wine were understaffed, overworked, and woefully disorganized. In some instances, a single sample of wine was tested 100 times due to poor communication, and the number of samples had ballooned so quickly that testing all of the wine became impossible with contemporary methods, with or without proper organization. These chemists also realized that, since the government had announced their investigation, the poisoners now had the opportunity to hide their work by diluting the affected wine before it could be confiscated. And so, the chemists settled on a different plan. They would develop new methods of testing. After only 3 months of dedicated work, they were able to increase the sensitivity of the tests by 4,000%, so that 5 milligrams of diethylene glycol could be detected in 1 liter of wine. But perhaps more importantly, these tests could be completed in as little as 5 minutes, making the task of testing much more expedient. Over time, more people in the wine industry were implicated, and their wines were placed on a blacklist. With the revelation of this poisoning, doctors were finally linking illnesses to Austrian wine consumption. On July 11th, multiple cases were reported in the newspapers. One was of a 36-year-old man who had bought 50 bottles of Predikatswein to fill his cellar and decided to drink some of it. That same night, he began suffering from stomach cramps and his body began shaking. Another man drank a bottle of Predikatswein over the course of a number of evenings, until eventually he started vomiting and suffering from kidney stones. The following day, July 12th, a report was released about a family who had gathered for their 77-year-old grandmother's birthday party, and the 11 adults all shared bottles of Predikatswein. By the next day, each of them was feeling nauseated and dizzy. Another case emerged later that month, which was far more dire. 4 years before the tests for diethylene glycol began, a retired German man had been on vacation near Vienna, where he drank large amounts of sweet wine, then bought another several liters to take back home with him to Munich. During his return journey, however, he began suffering from severe kidney pain and nausea, for which he was admitted to the hospital. There, his condition worsened until finally, his liver failed completely. The doctors were able to deduce the cause of his illness: glycol poisoning, which had come from the
They all got the Rona.
he had ingested. The newspapers initially reported him as the first confirmed death of the poisoning, but this was refuted a few days later when the man provided an interview to a competing newspaper, in which he dryly noted, "I am fine now," and recounted his poisoning from 4 years prior. This last report revealed a concerning fact. At first, it was believed that the usage of diethylene glycol was much smaller in scope. This event showed that wineries have been adding the chemical to their wines for over 5 years, and as laboratories continued testing, this scope only widened. The oldest bottle discovered with the chemical was bottled in 1976, meaning that this had been occurring for nearly a decade at the least.
Oh my god, imagine wanting to, holy shit, imagine wanting to buy, like, really liking this wine and wanting to buy it, and you're like, okay, I guess anything older than anything like in the 1980s or older, you can't even touch. Could like kill you. Speaking of disgusting sweetened things, chalky protein powder plus sweetened almond milk is not good. Unsweetened almond milk goes well with it, but the sweetened shit is, I can imagine that. While I have achieved peak gym rat form, gulping down protein in the most disgusting form available to me, true. If these people weren't poor and tasteless, they wouldn't have died. They said that expensive wines had it too. This wasn't a thing in just cheap wines. The expensive ones are doing the poison, the glycol poison thing too.
Then, on July 19th, it was revealed that a single bottle of ice wine contained 16 grams of diethylene glycol in it, enough to sicken an adult and kill someone susceptible to it. That same day, advertisements appeared in numerous newspapers internationally, purchased
Jesus.
by the Austrian Wine Propaganda
Oh,
Office,
can I put the video a bit louder? Of course, sorry.
who were desperate to salvage what public goodwill they could. Fritz Hallgarten, in his book Wine Scandal, translates it so. No pardon against the black sheep of Austrian viticulture. Criminal
sheep.
investigations have been initiated. Already on April 23, 1985, the authorities took all precautions. All wines found to be adulterated were confiscated. Official report of the Austrian Wine Control. 52,790 Austrian growers, 1,582 Austrian wine merchants, and 52 viticultural cooperatives produce wine under the strictest official control of quality. These statements, however, were obviously hollow to the public, who had grown wary of Austrian wine as new batches were found to include diethylene glycol, and the blacklist continued to grow. As if to rebut the propaganda office, another bottle of wine was found to contain 45 grams of diethylene glycol per liter, almost 3 times as much as the ice wine, only 6 days after they released their advertisement. By the end of July, over 5 million liters of Austrian wine had been confiscated. However, German wine resellers didn't want to lose profits on their imports.
Oh no.
And so, they silently re-exported their Austrian wine to other countries who were
No.
still uninformed about the poisoning. Soon
No.
afterward, these countries placed similar bans, but only after numerous drinkers began to show symptoms of paralysis after drinking Austrian wine. In an odd quirk of
Okay.
linguistic
Why are people such fucking pieces of shit? You know the wine is poisoned, and all you can think of doing is fucking selling it to someone else? Holy shit. After it was public, I wonder if there are any examples of people tampering with them to create more of a scare. And it's really hard to tamper with a bottle of wine and make it undetectable. Like, how do you... I guess you could, like, take a long syringe and like, inject some chemicals into... but even that would, like, create a pressure differential. It would be really, really hard to, like, rebottle it, and in a way that is not detectable after having tampered with it. I don't think that's likely. You just can't trust the Austrians with anything. Wine, they turn it into a killing machine. Germany, they turned it into a killing machine. I don't know if you can blame them for that, Gehenhio. Like our AstraZeneca vaccines. Look, blood clotting with the AstraZeneca vaccines is really bad. I'm not going to minimize it, but last time I checked, AstraZeneca blood clotting incidents were like hundreds compared to millions or like tens of millions of vaccinations. It was not, which is bad. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend it's not bad. Like, blood clotting is super fucking dangerous. But AstraZeneca is not poison. AstraZeneca is not on the level of what we're looking at here.
barriers,
You don't understand the grind, said true. The vaccine is known to turn your penis into gabagool. Isn't that COVID? Like, long COVID means you, like, become impotent. I'm just memeing. Okay. Well, just making sure. Because a lot of people are, like, really afraid of the AstraZeneca vaccine. No, that's the short COVID. Hey. But, like, a lot of people are like... and to be fair, they're, like, rightfully afraid of the AstraZeneca vaccine. There were, like, serious side effects. It's just they're at very low incidence rate. Gabagool over here. It depends on the tamper evidence, on the evidence tampering method. When I say tamper, I believe historically there's been examples where consumers have acted or spiked something after they've bought it to create scares, like the baby milk food from memory. Really, I had never heard about that. The sign your job is showing through, though. Yes, sign is shilling for big wine here. He's defending it. I'm teasing you, okay?
Japan and China also ordered a ban on the sale of Australian wine due to the similarity
Nice,
of
get
the
fucked,
country's
Austria.
names. In the course of testing this wine, numerous other scandals were inadvertently discovered, such as the fact that much of the wine market wasn't wine at all, but a special concoction named Kunstwein, which tastes remarkably
Cunt
similar
wine.
to actual wine, yet contains no grapes. Supposedly, one
Yes, because it's made of cunt. Cunt wine. The best wine ever. Okay, I'm sorry.
company was making 100,000 liters of it every month. Around 1980, Kunstwein makers had begun adding diethylene glycol as well.
Oh,
But
God.
Other scandals were of much more dire consequence, and one explained the devastating effects that some people were experiencing from the glycol. One of the known treatments for diethylene glycol poisoning is ethanol, better known as the alcohol normally found in drinks. Ethanol reacts with the same liver enzymes as diethylene glycol, and if the enzymes are occupied by the ethanol, then the glycol can pass through the liver without being transformed into the toxic diglycolic acid, whereafter it is safely expelled from the body. This meant that, ideally, the ethanol in the wine would help counteract the toxicity of the diethylene glycol, and likely did in many cases. However, the laboratories discovered that some wineries were adding more substances alongside the glycol, most prominently, sugar. Sugar has the opposite effect as ethanol, instead increasing the toxicity of the diethylene glycol and working against whatever safety the ethanol may have provided. As this was being discovered, another newfound scandal was taking place in Germany. After diethylene glycol was found in wines that had been exported, Austrian winemakers claimed that German wine distributors were the ones who must have added the chemical after importing it, despite
Nice.
the clear evidence to the contrary. To refute these claims, the German government
Yeah,
tested
you-
German wines.
Use this poison to sweeten instead of sugar so it's not detected. Add sugar anyway. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, God. Because they were literally making fake wine.
Surmising that if this adulteration was being performed by these companies, it was unlikely that they would limit it to only Austrian wines. During testing, however, something odd was discovered. Some bottles showed small amounts of diethylene glycol, much smaller than what was in Austrian wines. At first, these German wine distributors suggested that diethylene glycol could occur naturally during fermentation, or perhaps in the pesticides used on the grapes. Chemists quickly refuted these possibilities. Then they attempted to blame the Austrian wines for contaminating their tanks, but these lies were thin.
How does that
Such
work?
Contamination would only result in trace amounts of diethylene glycol, not the 20 to 30 milligrams that were appearing in these bottles. The reason was simple and was admitted by multiple sellers. They had secretly been mixing their German wines with Austrian wines to enhance the flavor. In the meantime, the German government blocked 10 billion liters of wine from entering the country any further. But another revelation was perhaps more concerning. Toward the end of July, it was discovered that diethylene glycol had been intentionally added to grape juice at a concentration of 1 gram per liter. While this was less than what was typically found in the affected wines, much less diethylene glycol is required to sicken children, and even if this amount wasn't enough to cause acute poisoning, ingestion over long periods of time could still cause
And without the ethanol, so without the protective aspect of it being inside an alcoholic drink.
organ and neurological damage, especially without the mitigating effects of ethanol.
Hey, Rantor, how you
Vast
doing?
amounts of information being revealed to the public in such a short time, the media began focusing on this wine adulteration more and more, and affected wine was given a name, antifreeze wine, after reporters somewhat inaccurately stated that the chemical being used was antifreeze. While diethylene glycol is used as such in rare cases, other chemicals are far more common for the purpose. Despite this, the name antifreeze wine became the common term. By this point, the scandal had become a major cultural event, and a polka was even created in its honor, Zum Wohl Glykol, or, in English, Cheers to Glycol. With the public enraged, they began to demand answers to 3 questions in particular. How was the government involved? How had this happened in the first place? And why?
Hey, sup, just woke up. Half my government's gone. Hey, where do you live, Rantor? And what happened? Not my grape juice. Yep.
Reporters began investigating how long the government had known about this adulteration, and they noticed a discrepancy. On May 10th, the Austrian government alerted German officials that contaminated wine had been exported to their country. However, while the German government warned about drinking wine in Austria, the public wasn't informed that wine for sale in Germany had been affected, meaning that German citizens were still unwittingly buying wine with diethylene glycol. What wasn't reported was that, on May 30th, the German wine investigators were ordered to stop taking samples, suggesting that somebody in the upper echelons of the German government wanted this poisoning kept a secret.
Oh,
Until July.
big wine strikes again. Romania, the weirdest thing happens. We have, like every country, a SOCDEM and a center-right party. Sure. What happened? The trash got taken out. Hey. I'm waiting for the end of Rantor's story. I don't want to keep interrupting the video. Tell us what happened. Did like a party implode? I can probably Google it actually. Romania. Our government was national liberal, that is center right, which I usually vote, plus USR, that is progressives. Opposition was SOCDEMs, plus AUR, that is nationalists, plus some neo-fascist legionnaires. Wait, how the fuck? Okay, what the fuck? How the fuck do you end up with a political landscape where SOCDEMs are forming a coalition with fascists? Like, what kind of people call themselves SOCDEMs and think it's politically expedient to form a coalition with a fascist party? What the fuck? What the flying fuck? Like, what? Now, AUR plus PSD seems like a weird cooperation. Why would SOCDEMs cooperate with nationalists? But you need to understand, SOCDEMs are the legacy of communists, and Romania had national communism. Huh. Okay. I can see that. So PSD is economically left-wing, some sympathizers of communism, but socially conservative. Yeah, I see what you mean. That's like Nazi in the literal sense, national socialist, right? Nationalsozialisten. Have you tried natural wines? It's completely different compared to traditional wines. Sometimes I wonder how and what they do to result in something so different. I don't know what natural wine even means. I've tried like organic wines. But what is a natural wine, technically? Natural wine refers to a generalized movement among winemakers for production of wine using simpler traditional methods. It is usually produced without the use of pesticides or herbicides and with few or no additives. Okay, so I guess organic wine would be a form of natural wine. Then yeah, I've tasted it. I usually they're good. Basically left-wing patriots, not that right-wing. Okay. So the Social Democratic Party in Romania. All right. So okay, let's skip the Romania political landscape details. What happened? Who like how did like half your government disappear? The Social Democratic Party is the major social democratic political party in Romania, founded by Ion Iliescu. The largest party in parliament, with initially 47 seats in the Senate and 110 seats in the Chamber of Deputies. Has the largest number of mayors, as well as the second largest number of local and county councillors. Traces its origins back to the Gabagool. Anyway, so the progressives tried to take down the government they were in against the national liberals by aligning themselves with the neo-fascists. Dude, I don't know what... Your political landscape is fucking crazy. That's all I can say, okay? Jesus Christ. The fermentation process is different, but we have some controversy with sulfites. Yeah, sulfites are controversial. I don't know why. I guess I'm just not affected by them. So the SOCDEMs, which by the way were cooperating with the nationalists, went like, well, we hated the NatLibs, but not. But now that you do. But now that you also hate them, we don't. And supported from the opposition, the National Liberals. Okay. So you have the progressives allying with what you call the neo-fascists, which makes no fucking sense. And then you have the nationalist SOCDEMs allying with the, like, National Liberals. And so now you have a minority NatLib government. Dude, they're not really neo-fascists, only factions of them. Well, okay. Well, I'm just reading like what you're saying, you know? Like you've been calling them neo-fascists, so I gotta watch out with those terms, okay? Them is fighting terms. Think Legia Nord in Italy. I'm not familiar with that familiar with Italy. I would have to research it honestly to like understand the full implications of what you're talking about, or like get a better understanding of how like those things connect and etc. Maybe we can like find some good articles and read them after. I'll play the rest of the video. AUR, Alliance for the Union of Romanians. Okay. Let's check out this really quickly. It's a right-wing populist and nationalist political party. Okay. 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 The party's manifesto opposes secularism and condemns atheism, while at the same time claiming that Christians are persecuted in Romania. Leading member has been described as supporting anti-medicine, anti-vaccination. Okay, they're basically like, okay, yeah, they're basically like a far right-wing proto-fascist type of thing. Yeah, I understand. Which still doesn't explain why the people you call progressives are allying with this. Their leader is a typical hardcore conservative leader, but the second in command, Claudio Tarziu, is a World War II fascist Iron Guard sympathizer, henceforth the factions. Oh god, okay. I see, I see. Okay, we need to watch Poison Wine, okay? That's what we're doing.
Almost a month and a half later, that a warning was given to the public. The reason for these strange occurrences was soon discovered. As opposed to contacting
where we're at, Big Wine infiltrated the German government and is exerting control on it.
The German federal state, the Austrian investigators informed the Ministry of Viticulture in Mainz, whose chief concern was the well-being of the importers rather than public health. Hoping to salvage the wine, they kept this information secret and sought counsel to discover how much diethylene glycol would be hazardous to a person's health, and planned to approach the Minister of the Federal State for permission to issue new licenses that would allow the sale of antifreeze wine. Their plan was to discover the maximum safe amount of the chemical and allow winemakers to mix the affected wine with clean wine to reach this predetermined limit. When this was discovered, the public outcry was massive, and many demanded the resignation of those attempting to allow the sale of the antifreeze wine. 1 month after this revelation, one of the 3 people involved resigned, and the other 2 were transferred to other ministries. But investigators had a more pressing concern: the discovery of how this had happened. The first step was determining likely perpetrators. Using diethylene glycol as an additive seemed almost insidiously genius. Not only did it enhance the flavor profile of the wine in profound ways, but it was also incredibly cheap and could be bought in bulk. What's more, detection had been difficult and time-consuming before the chemist's improvements, making it unlikely to be discovered, especially with the Austrian wine control so overwhelmed. The investigators reasoned that whoever had first conceived of this likely had some sort of background in chemistry. Working off of this assumption, they discovered their prime suspect, a man named Otto Nadrasky. Nadrasky had spent time as a chemist and had later gone on to become a wine consultant for numerous large wine companies. He was promptly arrested, alongside dozens of others. Though many of these people had to be let go due to a lack of evidence, enough were detained that, as court hearings proceeded, the greater reasoning behind the scandal was made clear. During the 1970s, the climate of Austria was changing. Rain had become more frequent and temperatures were gradually rising, which had an effect on the grapes. As mentioned before, farmers wanted to leave grapes on the vine for as long as possible so that they could ripen and sweeten, but the extra rain was making the grapes plump up and fall off of the vine long before the end of the season, resulting in crops that were significantly more sour. In spite of this, production companies still had orders to fill. Many exporters had signed contracts with German importers for large quantities of sweet wine. A solution would have to be found, and so Otto Nadrasky got to work. As a chemist, he had stumbled upon the idea of using diethylene glycol as an additive, and so he experimented to find the correct balance so that the taste could be enhanced while avoiding detection. To aid this endeavor, he also added other chemicals that helped hide its presence and further enhance the taste of the wine. What's more, he discovered that diethylene glycol could hide the presence of added water, which would allow companies to dilute the wine and further
futures, I know,
increase
right?
their yield. Once he had ascertained the proper mixture, he handed the formula to the companies for whom he worked. From there, they sold their secret to other companies, and over the years, more and more wine producers began using this idea until approximately 15% of all Austrian wines had some amount of diethylene glycol in it. Some companies tweaked the formula to add even more glycol. This flippant usage of the chemical may have been due to a misunderstanding. While mass poisonings had occurred in other countries before, the toxicity of diethylene glycol was poorly understood, and in court, multiple wine merchants professed that they had researched diethylene glycol before using it and found no literature to suggest that it was poisonous. Therefore, they felt morally confident adding it to their wine, despite the inherent duplicity. When inspectors learned of this trick, producers frantically tried to hide their affected wine. The federal government had stated the names of the two companies that had initially been discovered using glycol, which gave their suppliers time to hide or destroy their wine. Some, as mentioned previously, had dumped theirs into the sewer, but when this only broadcast their usage to the authorities, others realized that something else would have to be done. Wineries began to run their own tests in order to discover whether the equipment could detect the amount of glycol that they were using, hiding the results in neighboring businesses in case they were raided. By their calculations, they would need to dilute the affected wine with 10 parts unaffected wine in order to avoid detection, but this immediately became a problem. None of the wineries had that much unadulterated wine, and there was no way for them to know what other companies had added glycol to their product. If they bought from another winery, they risked making their wines even more toxic and having even more antifreeze wine in their possession. In the end, this proved pointless as the chemists devised their new methods of detection, and many of the culpable parties were arrested. Though court proceedings would take another 12 years, the scandal itself was finally over.
I love how the whole story is just people doubling down and doubling down, like lie after lie after lie. We're trying to finagle some kind of solution at every point of the way to, like, avoid their responsibilities. Holy shit. As a last thing, full disclosure, since I want to fully explain what's what, I might have exaggerated some elements like radicalism and degree of cooperation for the sake of dramatism, Pepilaf, but overall that's the story. Alright, fair enough. You will drink the antifreeze, yes.
But in the meantime, the rest of the wine industry was left to salvage what they could of their livelihoods. Even as countries lifted their bans on Austrian wine, consumer trust had been hopelessly destroyed. The government rushed new and stringent laws through legislation to ensure the safety of the wine and salvage the market, and one economist famously stated that everything would be resolved and forgotten in a year. His optimistic assessment was almost comically wrong. Within weeks of the media coverage, wine merchants were declaring bankruptcy. Even those companies who hadn't participated in the scandal were stigmatized, and Austrian wine was shunned internationally. Of note was that no wine growers had been implicated in the scandal, only fermenters and merchants, and yet many vineyards were forced to close permanently as the Austrian wine economy staggered and they could no longer sell their grapes, especially the lower quality ones. Those merchants who had participated, however, were indignant, and one defense lawyer blamed consumers for buying cheap wine without more careful consideration.
Yes!
These defenses...
Yes! Excellent! Cut your product with little poison, and then blame the consumers for being so fucking dumb that they would buy poisonous products. Like, sheesh, guys. Ugh. Be smarter. Come on.
Proved ineffective, and many were given the maximum 10-year sentence.
Nice.
In the end, Austrian wine exports were down to less than 5% of where they had been only 1 year prior. Despite this, some of the companies at the center of the scandal managed to avoid bankruptcy. According to official records, nobody had been injured by the glycol, but this seems unlikely given the scope of the poisoning. In the meantime, the Austrian government was now left with the daunting task of destroying 270 million liters of contaminated wine. Their answer came from surprising sources: an electric power plant and a cement plant. In 1987, it was announced that technicians from the Österreichischen Traukraftwerke in Carinthia had devised a method for burning the wine to produce electricity.
Nice.
Similarly, a cement plant had retrofitted their furnaces to permit the use of wine as a coolant, and in this manner, all of the wine was gradually destroyed. With the poisoning concluded, the country set about rebuilding their industry. Winemakers began a campaign to resist the harsh new quality control laws enacted by the government, arguing that the scandal wasn't caused by weak laws, but rather by a lack of enforcement. After they could...
True, actually. Big true. Like, stringent laws are fucking pointless if you don't finance and operate the inspections properly. Tick. Can't believe you'd go for the obviously poisoned ones. Yeah. Gotcha, poor people, you dumb fucks. Fucking dumbass consumers. Did you even watch a trailer before you bought it? Did you read a review? Didn't you read that this is fucking poisonous on the label? In before they managed to use the wine for pet food. Thankfully they didn't. This video is only trying to convince me that it was the glycol that made me hungover all those times. I can't stop thinking about that too during the video. Like how hard it is to distinguish between a glycol poisoned wine and a natural hangover. So like at low doses the symptoms will be the same. It's really fucking scary.
Couldn't come to an agreement with lawmakers, multiple irate farmers threw salads at Günther Hayden, the agriculture minister. Still, the wine laws held.
He got saladed.
While the export market had been annihilated, the domestic market had survived, with sales somewhere between 90 to 94% compared to the previous year. This may largely be credited to the dedicated buyers of particular wineries, as well as the still thriving tourism industry. With the image of sweet wine tainted, wineries focused on cultivating grapes to make dry white wines, while
Nice.
wineries
I
worked
prefer
on
dry
reviving
wine.
old traditional Austrian methods of production. Those winemakers who survived the scandal began taking even greater pride in their product, focusing on improving the quality as opposed to the quantity. This was encouraged by new wine colleges
Until the next
established
scandal.
across Austria with the express purpose of educating aspiring vintners. These colleges were tasked with educating and guiding a new generation of winemakers and merchants who embraced a wide variety of new ideas, adapting quickly to the changing tastes of consumers and enacting more sustainable growing practices, leading to the long-term positive health of wineries. For example, some new wine growers used a practice called Traubenausdünnung, where they would remove 50 to 70% of the grapes from the vine so that the remaining ones would receive more of the plant's nutrients and energy. While this resulted in less wine overall and was labor-intensive, the resulting product was of notably higher quality. The
Interesting.
scandal had also encouraged consumers to be more conscious of their purchases, and they began to take a greater interest in both the production process and the quality of the wine they were drinking, which in turn demanded a greater knowledge from producers and merchants. With time, and with the new winery practices, drinkers began to buy wine in greater amounts once again. This was bolstered by the confidence instilled by the new, stringent government policies. Every new bottle would be tested for composition and quality, and would be marked as approved with an excise stamp that included an identification number and date of inspection. It would be 16 years before the export market reached the levels of profit they once had, but by the time they did, their reputation had been radically altered. Though the modern Austrian wine market is much smaller than those of other countries such as Italy and France, they are renowned for their quality, and they are
I should try some Austrian
recognizable
wine.
thanks to the newly designed, distinctive red, white, red excise stamp on top of every bottle that signifies it as approved for export by the federal government after both chemical tests and a taste test. Inadvertently, the stamps had become a marketing tool. Today, the wine scandal is seemingly forgotten, replaced by modern acknowledgement of the universally high Austrian quality and enforced by what are often agreed to be the strictest wine laws in the world. Some winemakers still grumble about the brash stupidity of the old wine merchants who added diethylene glycol to their wine, but all will agree that, if the poisoning had never happened, Austrian wine would be drastically different, and most seem thankful for the prosperity that the modern wine industry is enjoying, with no need for added glycol.
Nice. It's a happy ending. I really want to try out Austrian wine now. Falling for the Austrian trap. They never learn. Pepe laugh. Yes. Nah, not pet food. They put it in grape juice for kids. Next is baby food. The only option you have is to drink more. Yes. Fucking strip stamps. Oh, Sign, you have an opinion on those. Interesting. Thanks for the poison. Big sip. That was a good video. Alright, I got some shit to look at. Alright, someone sent me this. Tesco blackmail trial. Mum felt sick after finding blade in baby food. Farmer Nigel Wright from Lincolnshire is accused of deliberately spiking baby food as part of a campaign to extort £1.4 million in Bitcoin from Tesco. Mr. Wright, 45, allegedly offered to reveal the location of the contaminated jars in exchange for cryptocurrency. He denies 2 counts of contaminating goods and 3 oh my god. Oh no. Imagine thinking you can use Bitcoin to do blackmail people. Alright, that's a funny one. Yeah, yeah, strip stamps are a pain in the arse. They're also hella expensive, so you need to be careful with how you handle them. Huh. Oh yeah, Tally was listening to this. It's not as good as Dagoth Wave. I agree with you, Gehyun Hyog. Anyway, Scoopster sent me this. I don't know what this is. I'm scared. Wait, you speak Polish? I do. Ja mówię po polsku. Czy ty mówisz po polsku? Rabun? Also, that's a super modern example, but there's previous examples of people... Why Polish? Because my family is Polish. Polish is actually the first language I learned. I was born to... my parents and my brother were Polish, so even though I was born in the US, we spoke Polish in the... Okay. At home. Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck is going on here? Also, that's a super modern example, but there's previous examples of people tainting baby food, so it creates this long-lasting scare or lack of confidence in the product when it's people deliberately tampering with it. I see. I thought you just decided to learn it randomly as like a third language. Would be an odd choice, IMO, out of all the languages to choose from. No offense to Poles. Yeah, it's not a language that like increases your unless you like specifically gotta go work in Poland. Hey, what's going on in this music video? Oh shit. What up, boys? What up, Magic Turtle? What the fuck are we watching? We're watching the music video for New Tribe by Powder, or Powder by New Tribe. I don't know which one. And it's apparently people with resignation letters. It's very weird. It's what me handing in my notice looks like. Yeah, I know. Oh shit, he's drifting. I like how, oh yeah, I like how earlier one of the characters really looks like Vegeta. And you got like Tetsuo from Akira somewhere in there too. Oh yeah, this one. He's like the Akira dude. This is Science Brain. This is actually Science Brain. Well, like half of it wants to quit and half of it is like don't quit. And this is what happens inside his brain. Oh shit, she chose to resign. What's gonna happen? When I imagine Science Brain, you know what I see? Complete dead silence as he tries to peek around a corner and talks. Yes. How big does your brain have to be to learn another language? Is it really the meme of just live in another country forehead? No, it's not just live in another country forehead. It's live in another country and force yourself not to spend your time socializing with fellow immigrants. If you go to another country, you can, if you choose to do so, and it will be the easiest thing in the world, to make all your friends with other immigrants and who speak the same languages as you. If you do that, you're going to have a really hard time learning the language. But if you force yourself to actually go through the pain of like interacting with people in the native language, man, like adults can actually learn languages super fast in those kinds of conditions. If you do full immersion, like you're going to be able to do everything you need to in like a few weeks. Like without having to think about it, you're going to be able to like have normal conversations in a few months. You're going to be like perfectly fine, fluent, probably not have the best accent, probably make grammar mistakes. That doesn't matter. You're going to be like perfectly fluent within like, 6 to 12 months. There's like studies about it. Adults can learn languages super fucking fast. And the idea that children learn languages faster is false. it's only true because adults will socialize with people who speak their same language, so they learn slower because they have the option of not having to learn the language. If you honestly want to know, I do that thing that people do in third-person games, where when I'm trying to peek around a corner and I physically move my body to get a better view. Oh, nice. I think I do that too. Yeah, so that's how the Mormon duders pick up languages so fast. I didn't know about that, but yeah, it's like literally the best. It's like scientifically proven to be the best way to learn new languages. Full immersion. This one goes out to you, ornithorynx.
Tony Gabagool, Grandma. It's nothing but fat and nitrates.
Gabagool. Over here.
Forward ham, salami, gabagool.
Taking the gabagool and shit out of the fridge.
Let's get back to that gabagool.
Gabagool! All this from a slice of gabagool. The gabagool.
Я думаю, что ей уже не
Gabagool.
лежит в больнице. Доктора говорят, цирроз печени.
Wait, this... What the fuck is this scene? This is totally the, like, This is, like, actually this.
Dun.
No, yeah, that's not the right one. It's this one.
А всего лишь петуньи и...
Nah, that's not the right one. Why am I getting, like, shitty memes and not the good memes?
лишь петуньи и...
Alright, there we go. That's what I was thinking of, with the, like, fade into... Like, fading into the... It was a dog, maybe, yeah. Maybe it was a dog. Oh yeah, Bike Dog knows his dogs. Yeah. This is not... I should not be laughing. I'm so sorry. The Gabagool got him in the end, yeah. Wait, what? Oh yeah, there you go. Like, look at him. The Gabagool. Okay. Man, I need to listen to Tiesto. Why, you want to listen to Tiesto after listening to this banger? This was actually... This is so fucking weird. Powder, new tribe, taken for her from her mix compilation, Powder in Space, available on Beats in Space. Video by AC Boo. I want to see more videos by AC Boo. Let's see if we can, Is this one of them? Directed by AC Boo. Okay. Tiesto is 52 years old. Holy shit. Dioro better than Tiesto? I don't know who Dioro is. I mean, Tiesto isn't like is far from... Is very far from being my favorite DJ. But, you know, he knows what he's doing. You haven't heard 5 Hours? No. Okay, this is some like deep electro vibes. So those were cool. I ran into this randomly, thought it might be up your street. Bruno Lays, Donna Galaxy. Ooh. I'll check out. What the fuck are we watching? I wanted to see more videos of that crazy, I wanted to see more videos of this crazy, like, director. who made this. This is cool. This is actually indie. Like 5,000 views. That powder video is cool. Yeah, really, really cool. The Euro 5 hours. It's only 5 minutes long. You lied to us, Magic Turtle. It's a re-release from an old as fuck song, apparently. I see. It's got that old school vibe, but I thought they were just like recreating it. Oh yeah, someone says it's contemporary to Serge Gainsbourg and Michel Polnareff. Yeah, this is some old shit. Huh. It's cool. I like it. It's a good thing. This is the kind of thing you can play at a party, and either everyone will like fucking ignore it, which is the most likely option, or people will be like, "Oh wow, this is cool. I've never heard it," and then you can be like, "Hey, finally, being a music hipster paid off." Never happens. It's like that they stood up and clapped meme. Like you like listen to cool music and you're like, wow, I'm gonna be able to like play this at a party and everyone be like, wow, that's so cool. And then you play it and like a minute in, someone like stops it and plays something else. And you're like, oh, okay. I guess you guys didn't like it. And that's why I never try to play music at parties. It's... People just want to hear, like, the big hits. They don't want to hear, they want to hear things that make them feel comfy. They don't want to be, like, challenged by something new at a party. Which makes sense. This isn't a criticism. It's normal. Or when someone lowers the volume politely. Nice. Nice. And this like drops. I'll leave it a bit louder. I just lowered in my headphones. There you go. That's much better. Man, this shit drops at the club. You know, everyone's like banging to it. They want to listen to that Clothing Shop Champs over and over. Yeah. Now, my experience here in France, it wasn't necessarily that people are like listening to pop music at parties. It's that people are listening to, I don't know, there's like specific songs, at least at the like young adult and teenage parties. There's a couple songs that I've never been at a house party and not heard someone play those songs. It's such a weird thing. Like always the same ones. I wonder if the Zoomers now are listening to those same songs. There's a club near me that plays the same songs at the same time from 9 PM to 2 AM. Oh god. Okay, time for a China story. So the guy I worked for, he was renting offices from this company that ran multiple like nightclubs in the city. So obviously, every time I was there, at some point we would go out to their nightclub. The thing is, he was like he kept saying it was like it's an amazing nightclub, it's super cool, it's awesome. Dude, I've been there like three or four times over the course of like 4 different years. Oh, nice, the slap bass. They have the same playlist of songs every fucking year with just like 1 or 2 Western hits added in. It's the same fucking songs every single night. Even when it's different DJs, it's the same playlist. I couldn't. I didn't want to be rude, but I had to tell my friend, like, at first I was like really nice about it. I was like, hey, you know, I'm not, it's a good time. It's like a fun club, but I'm not really into the music. Do you know like clubs that have more like, you know? Oh, this sucks. Come on. Please. Stream. Come back. Oh my fucking god. Fuck me, dude. Streamlabs Help Center. It's back? Wait, no, it's not back. I'm still. Wait, no, I'm. Oh yeah, it's back. Oh shit, we're back. We're back. Muted. Oh fuck. But no audio.